I'm going back to bed. Hey guys, welcome back. So today's video is going to be a little bit different and a little bit fun for me in a way. I had this idea in my head for a really long time and I filmed it and I was gonna put it up on Instagram. Like, I wasn't gonna put it on YouTube, but I figured, hey, why not? Like, I think it's pretty fun and I haven't seen anybody else do this, so I don't know, I'm pretty excited. So today I'm gonna just show you 3 back to school makeup looks and 3 back to school hairstyles. I know when I was in high school, especially my senior year of high school, I rocked the messy bun for quite some time, and senior year is when I kind of really wanted to wear makeup every day to school. Like, I went to an all-girls school, so I woke up in the morning, sometimes I didn't even brush my hair. It didn't bother me. I wore a uniform. I wasn't impressing anybody. I was just trying to learn things and all that stuff. So I don't know what got into me senior year. I guess senior year is when I started filling in my brows. So I was in senior year 2013. I graduated 2014 from high school. I didn't really know a lot, like as much as I do now, if that makes sense. Like, I never really wore concealer, and if I did, I didn't set it, so I always had creasing. I filled in my brows like horribly, like I feel like they looked like a comma. Like, it was just like a circle here, and then it was really bad. But I feel like this is an appropriate kind of back to school. I do give you 3 looks, so something super simple and something super full coverage if you guys want that type of thing in high school. It kind of just depends on the person, situation, your routine if you have one, the rest of your day. But that's why I give you 3 options, because it just depends on the person. So that's why I gave you 3 tips for how to do your makeup. And then I also gave you 3 different hairstyles just because I wore my hair a lot. One of the ways, I always wore my hair in a bun. It was rarely down, to be honest with you, just because I hated having hair on my neck. Like, some days were good, like on a Friday, because it's the weekend, you might go well. And on Fridays, I got out of school at 1 o'clock, so... But yeah, I'm just gonna stop blabbing now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to stick around to the end because there's a little bit of a twist. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye! Hey guys, so to get started on look number 1, we're just going to need a few products. So I'm going to go in and spray my face with my Badescu Rosewater spray, which is going to feel amazing, especially when you wake up. It's going to really refresh your skin, and you're going to feel really, really, really woken up, even if you're not. Look number 1 is really easy, so all you pretty much need is concealer. We're just going to hide those bags. I like the Maybelline Master Concealer, the LA Girl Pro Concealer, or the Maybelline Fit Me. So today I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Master Concealer. I love this concealer so much, so I'm going to put a little bit on the back of my hand and then just throw that underneath my eyes on my inner corners to make me look a little bit more woken up, and then anywhere where I have a blemish or redness. And then we're going to go ahead and blend it out with a Real Techniques sculpting brush. To set everywhere we put concealer, I'm going in with my Milani Pressed Transparent To Go powder. I love this powder from the drugstore, and I'm pretty much just placing that on top of everywhere we put concealer. Then we're going to go ahead and grab our brow products. I'm going to go ahead and grab this NYX Brow Mascara, and this is in the shade Chocolate. This is totally not my shade right now. My brows are a little bit more darker and a little bit more cooler, and this shade is just a little bit too warm for me, but it's whatever. We're going to use what we got, and I'm just going to go ahead and run this through my brows. Then you can go ahead and spritz yourself with some more Rosewater spray, and we're going to go ahead and move on to look number 2. For look number 2, you're going to do the exact same steps that you did in look number 1, but before you set that concealer, you want to take any sort of darker cream bronzer or anything like that. I'm using the LA Girl Pro Concealers just in the shade Cool Tan, and I'm putting that everywhere I would normally apply my bronzer, and then we're just going to go ahead and blend it out. To set that cream, we're going to go ahead and grab this e.l.f. bronzer palette. I'm not too sure if there is a shade or name for this palette, but if there is, I will link it down below. And I'm just going to go ahead and grab the darkest shade from this palette and go ahead and set everywhere I put that cream. And then I'm grabbing this shimmer gold shade from the same palette and dusting that right over top of my cheeks, kind of where I would put blush. And then for the brows, we're going to use the same NYX mascara, but we're going to go ahead and grab the NYX Micro Brow Pencil and fill in the areas of our brow that the brow mascara didn't adhere to, or the areas that look a little bit more sparse than others. And then for lips, I'm grabbing this Maybelline Vivid Matte Liquid. I'm not too sure of the shade, so I will leave that down below. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab these little cute Colourpop lip glosses that I got as a sample in one of my previous Colourpop orders. I'm not even sure if they have a shade on it, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab the more purpley one. And then once you've done that, we can go ahead and move on to look number 3. Look number 3 is for my more full coverage girls. I'm going to go ahead and grab the Badescu Rosewater, spritz my face with that, and then go in with your favorite foundation. If you have a favorite primer, go ahead and grab that, but my favorite primers are high-end, so I decided to skip that step in this video. I'm grabbing the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Cushion Foundation. This is clearly too light for me, so I decided to just darken it up with a little bit of the L'Oreal Pro Glow foundation in the shade 204. For concealer, I'm grabbing my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer and throwing that underneath my eyes, on top of my blemishes, and anywhere else where I have a little bit more redness, and then blending it out with my Real Techniques sculpting brush. For cream highlight, I'm grabbing this Sonia Kashuk highlighter stick in the shade Sparkly Sands and just throwing that right over top of my cheekbones. This step is kind of because I end up going over it with another highlighter. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and set the concealer with our RCMA No Color Powder. Then I'm just going to go ahead and set the rest of my face with the rest of the RCMA No Color Powder, just because I feel like, I don't know, I kind of touch my face more during the day. For a highlight, I'm going to go over top of that Sonia Kashuk highlighter. This is the Colourpop highlighter in the shade Lunch Money, which is absolutely stunning. So I'm just going to throw this on top of my cheekbones, down my nose a little bit, my cupid's bow, my forehead, all that fun stuff. Grabbing my all-time favorite bronzer from the drugstore. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and taking a nice fluffy brush and just throwing that right over top anywhere that I want to look more bronze, my forehead, my hairline, my cheekbones, all that fun stuff. Want to make sure I got that sun-kissed skin. You know what I'm saying? You know, we just came back from summer, going to school, you want to look a little bit sun-kissed. For blush, I couldn't decide between my two favorites from the drugstore. I have the Milani Baked Blush in the shade Luminouso and the Essence Silky Touch Blush in Baby Doll, but I did go in with Luminouso just because I love Luminouso so much and I wanted more of the peachy blush on my skin. And then we're going to go ahead and grab that same duo fiber and blend everything out. I'm going to be real with you guys for a second. My brows are pretty much the only thing I want done on my face, especially when I'm going out, regardless of where it is. So I honestly can't get away from my Benefit Gimme Brows. I honestly can't get away from these, so I'm just going to go ahead and throw these through my brows. I'm just saying. So once I've brushed the Gimme Brow through my brows, I'm going in with this Pixi by Petra eyebrow trio and just filling in any of the sparser areas of my brow. Not too crazy, but I just want to make sure my brow looks a little bit more full. For mascara, I'm going in with this Milani Lash Trifecta Mascara. I'm going to be honest with you guys, in high school I never wore mascara. My lashes are microscopic. I don't even wear mascara when I'm running errands. It's just a useless step for me because you can't see my lashes. Moving on, I'm going in with that same Colourpop highlighter in the shade Lunch Money and throwing that in my inner corner. Putting a highlighter shade in your inner corner will really help you look more awake. The same as putting a nude or a white eyeliner in your waterline will help your eyes look wide awake. Then I'm going in with this Juice Beauty lip gloss. I'm not too sure if this is like an expensive item or a cheaper item, but it was in my drawer and it was really nice, but the smell is awful. I will leave the shade down below. And once you've done that, look number 3 is complete. So moving on to hair look number 1, you're obviously going to want to do this the night before you go to school with a nice fresh wet head. I'm going to go ahead and brush out my hair, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab, because I was so lazy, I'm going to go ahead and grab my skinny brush, the skinniest brush I have, so I can go ahead and create a straight middle part, even though this doesn't matter, but I mean, whatever, it kind of does matter. I'm just going to make a middle part, and then I'm going to go ahead and clip off one of the sections of my hair. I'm grabbing a cotton t-shirt and just kind of drying out my hair a little bit more. Cotton t-shirts are better to towel dry your hair instead of an actual towel. Moving on, I'm grabbing the OUAI wave spray and just spraying that through my hair for a little bit added texture. And if you guys haven't noticed what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and do 2 French braids. To start off the braid, I'm going to section off the front piece, which is going to start off the braid, and I'm going to section it off into 3 pieces, and we're going to go ahead and start braiding underneath. We're not going to do a regular braid, we're going to do a Dutch braid, so I'm going to take that piece all the way in the back and start braiding it underneath. So instead of a traditional braid where you braid over, we're going to go ahead and braid underneath, and as we go down the hair, we're going to go ahead and keep on adding pieces of hair to that section. Don't get discouraged if you don't know how to do a French braid, a Dutch braid, anything like that. Have one of your friends in school Dutch braid it before or after school, and then just go home and sleep with it, and your hair will look the exact same. Your hair doesn't have to be wet, but I just prefer my hair wet, so I'm just pretty much repeating the exact same steps. It's really easy. If you guys want a video on it, leave a comment down below. I would be happy to show you how to do French braid, Dutch braid, anything like that. I'm not the greatest, but I sure will try. So once you've braided and your braid is complete, I'm just going to go ahead and section it off, not section it off, secure it with a rubber elastic, and then once I've done that, I'm just going to go ahead and move on to the next one, and poof, it's done just like that. Then the next morning you wake up looking like a line maid. I'm going in with more waist spray and you're done. Moving on to look number 2, you can totally keep your hair the same exact way. I'm just literally going to put my hair up in a nice messy bun, but still kind of put together. I don't want to look like I have a rat's nest on top of my head, even though in high school that's what my buns looked like. No shame. I was too tired to brush my hair. But we're just going to go ahead and throw it up in a regular messy bun. And once you've done that, we can go ahead and move on to hair look number 3. The third and final hair look is literally just straightening your hair. I was super lazy this day to straighten my hair, so I kind of just really crappily ran the straightener through my hair. But you guys catch the drift. You guys all know how to straighten your hair. Please don't burn yourself. But once you've done that, this look is complete. Okay guys, so this is the last and final look. You guys can throw your hair in a clip, in a pony, anything you want. But I'm just getting it out of my face because you better stick around for the end. I hope you guys have a great school year, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! Thank you guys for sticking around to the end. If you made it here, I'm going to go ahead and give this back to school makeup look a back to school twist. I'm going to trace a whole bunch of different objects that have to do with school on my face. I'm tracing over my ruler so I can make a ruler right underneath my contour. I'm going ahead and I'm placing some angles on my forehead. I'm using an OUAI brow pencil. I think this is in the shade taupe, universal taupe, something like that. But I thought this was such a cool idea. I'm using a light shade just so I could sketch everything out, and then later on, like I'm doing right now, I'm going over everything with my NYX liquid liner and also the NYX liquid liner, the black liquid liner, the liquid matte liner. But I'm pretty much going over everything. I'm going over my ruler, drawing my lines. Definitely not an accurate ruler. I just kind of drew lines. The ruler was so hard to draw. I can't tell you how many times I've done this video over and over again because the ruler line, like by my jawline, gets all crooked because I can't really see past that. But that's why I traced the ruler to help me. I couldn't really think of more objects besides a ruler to kind of draw. I felt like a pen would look weird, and a protractor would look weird, and a calculator would look weird or not like accurate in a way. So I just kind of decided to draw more like subject type things. So I was a math nerd, so I'm drawing angles, a bar graph, and later on I draw a DNA. I'm drawing my DNA right now. The DNA is the only thing that I needed to look up a picture for. Everything else I kind of just drew freehanded. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab that same Pixi by Petra brow trio that I used earlier in one of the makeup looks. And I'm just going to go ahead and do some shading. Just kind of depends where you kind of want your light source coming from, where you want your shading. I kind of just pretty much did the shading anywhere, to be honest with you. Then I'm going to go ahead and grab my NYX liquid liner. This is the white one, and I'm going to go ahead and pretty much highlight areas now. I added some shadow. Now I'm going to go ahead and highlight some areas on my ruler, on my angles, on my DNA, on my graph, all that fun stuff.
I thought it would be really, really cute to draw out a winged liner and like dash the lines. I know dash the lines might not mean anything. I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool, and I really, really, really wanted to fill it in, but I held myself back. Okay guys, so this is pretty much my back to school twist. I had so much fun filming this. Like, you have no idea. This was absolutely so much fun. It's definitely different. It's definitely out of my comfort zone, obviously. I don't want to say this is like special effects, but it's kind of like graphic effect. I don't really know what to call this, but I literally love this look so much. I obviously wouldn't wear it out, but I think it's just a fun look, especially to like experiment what you can do on your own self. I really, really loved it, and I really had a lot of fun doing this.
Okay guys, so this is the fun part. I thought this was really, really fun. I was trying to like see like what comes to mind when I think of school, and honestly I think math, because I'm such a math nerd, it's not even funny. So I did some rulers, some DNA because I know that's science, some graphs, some acute angles, some dashed lines because I know like we like tracing. I thought this was fun. I even decided to add a little triangle to my cupid's bow. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.